It's my happy privilege to introduce to you Mr. Anthony Allison, starting his program with the food bank. Anthony has done an exceptionally good job. We're really proud of him and glad to have him with you tonight.
Thank you, Reverend Jenkins, for that warm introduction. I also want to thank Danny Wooten and David Gargis for their input on this project. I also would like to take the time to thank Mike and Barbara Collins for opening up their home for this meeting. Tonight, the purpose of this meeting is to put forth a proposal to expand the capacity of the food bank, the storage capacity of the food bank. The food bank, as it stands right now, has outgrown the capacity that it has. The storage is inadequate for what is going on. There it goes. From the very beginning of the food bank, we have used the inside of the church house. And that has come to be completely full. The inside of the church house is full capacity. All the rooms that can be used are being used. Now, it wouldn't hurt to go over some of the history of the food bank. In 2009, Brother Jenkins had a burden for the community. And that burden was that there was people that were going hungry through the month. He brought this vision that he had to the church. And at the end of 2009, after much prayer and discussion, the decision was made to go ahead with the food bank. In February of 2010, the first food giveaway at Cedar Grove happened. It was the last Saturday of the month. On that particular Saturday, 45 families came to the food bank. 45. Since then, over 200 families a month comes through the food bank on an average. The families served in 2013, this is the monthly breakdown. Now, it has increased year by year. In 2010, the average was right around 100. 2011, it was about 140. 2012, it tipped over just a little bit over 150. Now, these numbers are only for the last Saturday. This does not include the emergency food boxes that the food bank gives throughout the month. The actual numbers are actually a little bit higher than what you see here. And they are only expected to increase. The average, the monthly average of 2013 was 205 families served. Now, if you take 205 and take what the Census Bureau of Arkansas has put together, it's 2.5 members in a family. You multiply that out, and the food bank is actually serving over 500 people in a month. Now, not only that, if you take how much is given in each food box, which is 65 pounds to 85 pounds, and you just take the lowest number, 65, and multiply it times 205, you come up with 13,325 pounds of food going through the food bank each month. And that's why it's critical that the capacity, the storage capacity, increases. So here's the outside storage problem, because we have already used, the food bank's already used all the capacity inside, so the problem is creating an outside storage area. Now, as you can see here, the church has for several years used the outside pavilion. the outside pavilion was never built for a storage area. It's not protected from cold weather. It's not secure from theft, and that's been a problem. And it limits the outside pavilion. The pavilion was built for fellowship. Having picnics underneath there, it was just built for a fellowship. And as it stands right now, as you can see, it would be hard to use the pavilion for those purposes. So the goal was to provide a protected and secure outside area. Not only to do that, but so it would have plenty of capacity so that in the future, since the food bank is expecting an increase, we want plenty of capacity so that it will always be able to handle the demand. And then it needs to stay within the budget of Cedar Grove Assembly of God. This is a church that runs anywhere from 25 to 35 members every Sunday morning. It's a nice little country church, but there is a budget that they have to meet. The options that were discussed, the first was to either buy a storage building or to build a storage building. After we looked at the prices of a storage building at Lowe's and other outlets, for the capacity that was really needed, it was going to cost well too much for Cedar Grove to afford. To build one was a better option, but still it was a time-consuming and labor-intensive option that at the time we just felt like we could not do. So that left us with the last option, which was a used over-the-road trailer. This is the option that was accepted. The decision was made because it has more capacity than a storage building of the same price. It also is more convenient. With the back doors that open, it is easy to take a pallet of food or a pallet of supplies, put it up in the trailer, and then slide it. And there is a tractor available to do this, and it will work very nicely. And it costs less overall. The plan of action that we decided to take was to purchase a trailer, then to modify the trailer so that it will be weatherproof, not only weatherproof, but also theft-proof. And the nice thing about over the road trailer, as you know, it has overlapping back doors so that they're easy to lock and to stay within budget. Now here is the projected cost of this proposal. The used trailer comes to $1,450. The committee, the church, has already moved on this and has purchased the trailer. So this step has been taken care of. The next step was to modify the trailer. Now, as you can see here, you can see all of the supplies that will be needed to insulate the sides of the trailer, the back of the trailer, and the roof of the trailer. Now, whenever you add everything up, you come up with a total of $2,663.92. This, of course, it will vary $1 or $2. But the nice thing about this option is the trailer can is going to be used for, and we'll protect the food, and we can modify the trailer in steps. We don't have to spend that much money all at once. We can just go by the budget and do what we can. The conclusion is we looked at the past and saw where the food bank started and where it had been. And we realized that it's an ever-growing need in the community. So we wanted to build in the future so that we would have enough capacity that whenever the future rolled around and there was more need, that the food bank would be there with the capacity and the supplies to help the community in this need. And that ends my proposal. I do thank you for your attention, and I hope that this information will be helpful for y'all going forward. Thank you.